All righty. We'll go with Brooke Pryor, ESPN.
Hey, Chase, I know you're from British Columbia, and I read that, you had to post your highlights on Facebook to get recruited and everything. But I was just curious, what is the football culture like in British Columbia? Did you grow up as a CFL fan? Did you have an NFL team? What was that kind of like?
Yeah, so we take football pretty seriously, but obviously we don't have the big audiences like the States or some of the players like the States, but we take it pretty seriously, and a lot of people that I was surrounded with, we're pretty avid football people. So I kind of grew up with it my whole life, and then I grew up a CFL fan, but I always watched NFL, so I was more fans of players than anything, just because we didn't really have our own team.
Gotcha. If I could just follow up to that, who were some of those players that you were fans of?
Yeah, so I like LaDainian Tomlinson growing up, and that's why I wore 21 for most of my career. And then I was a running back and all that. And then for the defensive side of things, Sean Taylor was someone I looked and watched.
Thanks, Brooke. We'll go to Craig, Craig McConnell, KDKA. Craig, go ahead. All righty, we'll move on to Jeff Hathorn, the fan. Jeff?
Hey, Chase. Just curious what the reaction has been from your family and friends to being drafted by the Steelers.
Yeah, all my friends and family over here are pumped. They couldn't get the smile off their face just like me. I was smiling for the whole night, and it was awesome. So they're super excited for me to go to a pretty storied franchise, and hopefully kind of add to that legacy.
All righty, Jenna Harder, WPXI. Jenna, go ahead.
Hey, Chase, has it kind of sunken into you yet in these last 12, plus hours or so that, you are headed to the NFL? How have you been feeling?
Yeah, I don't think it's fully sunk in yet. I think it's something that gets more real and real each day that goes on. But I'm definitely starting to kind of see the transition, I guess you could say. Things are a lot different, and I think every day I'm getting more and more used to that.
All righty. We'll go to Ray Fittipaldo. Ray, you want to hop on?
Hi, Chase. I know you had some adversity when you were younger. How did that adversity shape you and fuel you as an athlete?
Yeah, I just think it gave me another thing, another reason to push even that much harder. So, I kind of like to use adversity in my advantage and just learn from it and, become a better person from it. So I think, happening early in my life kind of helped me kind of push all the way through to where I'm at now.
All righty. We'll go to Joe Rutter with the Trib. Joe?
Yeah, Chase. Were you always this size? Were you always a bigger kid, or did you have a growth spurt there, like in high school, to kind of help you get noticed?
Yeah, no, I've always been the bigger kid in class or on teams. My feet were size 15 in grade 7 or 8 or something like that. So I kind of knew I was going to be taller just because I was pretty short for size 15 feet at the time. And I kind of grew into that. So I've always been a little bit bigger.
All righty, we'll go to Dale Lally with DK Pitt Sports. Go ahead, Dale.
Chase, you obviously had a lot of success at wide receiver. What was your reaction at the combine when teams were saying, hey, maybe you might be a tight end? Were you receptive to that, or was it something like, no, I'm a receiver?
Definitely receptive, just because I think a lot of that talk came after I weighed in, and then I knew kind of what I was going to run. So I knew some of that talk would also kind of disappear after I ran the 40. So I'd like the kind of creativity that people started a placement and just different roles on offenses. I think it just added to the versatility that I kind of bring to teams.
All righty, we'll go to Dean from WPXI. Dean, are you on? Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Chase. Just wondering if you ever had any interaction with Jerome Bettis there at Notre Dame, and if you've heard from him since you were picked.
Yeah, so he was obviously really involved in the team. So I have, there has been times where he's talked to us. I have been able to just, thank him after his speech or whatever for chatting with us. But, I'm going to have to go through my phone and kind of see who I reached out and kind of put my phone down after the picks and just try to enjoy some of that with my family. So he might have, but I'm sure if he hasn't, he will soon.
All righty, we'll go to Noah with Maven. Noah, are you on? Go ahead.
Yep. Hey, Chase. So following up on the tight end question, a lot of people still question your in-game speed. Do you ever, take that into consideration, or do you feel that is just being, overblown?
Yeah, I think maybe people would view me as slower just because of stride length or something. I know I had a teammate, Miles Boykin, who always seemed as if he was slow on film because his stride length was so long. But when you actually get on the field with him, you realize how fast he really is. So whether that's it's just perception or what, in-game speed is always something that I would like to get better at if it's something I can improve at.
All righty, we'll go to Mike Prizzuta, DVE. Triv, go ahead if you're on. All righty, I think that Triv, are you there?
Thank you, I got it.
Yep, go ahead, bud.
Okay, so I was curious. You probably heard Brian Kelly said he never had a guy who was as competitive as you, even in practices. Was that just an everyday absolute for you? And how'd that go over? You guys ever go half speed and you're going full speed, or anything like that ever come up?
Yeah, being ultra competitive is kind of just who I am. I brought that since day one, kind of came in with a chip on my shoulder and coming from Canada. Not a lot of guys, give that respect off the bat, as you could imagine, So respect was kind of earned for me, and that was through kind of tough physical play and just being competitive. So there's been some situations where I might have been too competitive in a situation, but I'd rather be too competitive than not competitive at all.